In the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, on an island shaped by volcanic rocks and harsh winds, Madeira. On the 5th of February 1985, in the city of Funchal, a story that would rewrite football history took its first breath. Cristiano Ronaldo dos Santos Aveiro opened his eyes to the world here. He was not born a prince of a wealthy family. He was the youngest of 4 children in a household struggling to make ends meet. His mother, Maria Dolores, worked as a cook, and his father, José Diniz, worked as a gardener for the municipality just to put bread on the table. Life was hard, and resources were scarce. But for little Cristiano, there was one thing that made him forget the hardships of life: the football. This passion, which started in the backstreets on dusty grounds, was more than just a game for him. It was an escape. At the age of just 7, he began chasing the ball at the local club Madeira, where his father worked. He was so talented and so ambitious that the island began to feel too small for him. First to CD Nacional, and then leaving home as a child to join the academy of Portugal's giant, Sporting Lisbon. No one knew then that his destiny was being written. Just as he began to shine as a young talent in Lisbon, life prepared to trip him up in the harshest way. He was only 15. His dreams, his talent, and his future hung by a thread. Doctors delivered the painful truth: tachycardia, an irregular heartbeat. For any child, this might have been just a health issue, but for Ronaldo, it meant the end of football. Playing the game carried a vital risk. He stood at a crossroads. Either give up on his dreams or challenge his own heart. He chose not to give up. Just days after undergoing laser surgery, he walked out of the hospital and returned to where he belonged, the green pitch. This comeback was a declaration of his character. When he was promoted to the Sporting Lisbon first team in 2002, there were no obstacles left to stop him. His mesmerizing performance in Lisbon caught the eye of not just Portugal, but Europe's elite. And in 2003, the famous gates of the English giant, Manchester United, swung wide open for this young Portuguese lad. On rainy Manchester evenings at the Theatre of Dreams, Old Trafford, the transformation from a skinny kid to the world's best player began. This diamond, polished by the hands of Sir Alex Ferguson, dominated England in the Manchester United jersey. He won 3 Premier League titles and, in 2008, lifted his first Champions League trophy. 2008 was the year he stood alone at the summit for the first time. The world now hailed him not just as a talented winger, but as the best on the planet. When he embraced his first Ballon d'Or, his eyes held not just pride, but an endless hunger, saying, "I want more." This hunger drove him to a new adventure in 2009. For a then world record transfer fee of 94 million euros, he signed with Real Madrid. His years in Spain redefined football statistics. He displayed a superhuman performance, scoring exactly 450 goals in 438 matches, becoming the club's all-time leading scorer. Ronaldo meant the Champions League. This tournament was where he stepped onto the stage to say, "I am here," writing his name in gold letters in history books. Between 2012 and 2018 with Real Madrid, he became the tournament's top scorer for 6 consecutive seasons. Remember those finals etched in memory. In the 2008 final with Manchester United against Chelsea, he scored in normal time, and despite the fear of missing a penalty, he was the one lifting the cup at the end of the night. In 2014, he was there again for La Decima, ending Real Madrid's 12-year longing. He sealed the victory with a penalty goal in extra time against Atletico Madrid. And the 2017 Cardiff final. On the night he tore apart the Juventus defense, he was the undisputed star of the match. With 2 goals, he reached his 600th career goal and became the first player to score in 3 different Champions League finals. Club successes made him a legend, but his heart always held an unfinished story: the Portugal national team. In the Euro 2004 final held in their own home, the whole world watched the tears he shed as a young star losing to Greece. But he chose not to quit, but to wait and work. 12 years later, he returned to complete that unfinished tale. In the Euro 2016 qualifiers, he carried his team with 5 goals, including a hat-trick away against Armenia. And the final day, When he had to leave the pitch in tears due to an injury early in the match against France, everyone thought it was over. But he didn't end it. On the sidelines with a bandaged leg, he led his team like a manager. That night, as one of the architects of Portugal's first major trophy, he lifted the cup to the sky. After the epic years at Real Madrid, he refused to stay in his comfort zone. He challenged the tough defenses of Italy with Juventus and won championships there too. Thus, he became the first footballer to win the league in England, Spain, and Italy. Time moved on, but the fire to win inside him never dimmed. Today, playing for Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia, Ronaldo has reached a record of consistency difficult to match in modern football, having played over 1,200 official matches as of 2025. 5 Ballons d'Or, 5 Champions League titles, and countless hard-to-break records. Despite losing his father at a very young age, his unwavering devotion to his family, his disciplined life, and his insatiable ambition, Cristiano Ronaldo continues to be remembered not just for his goals, but as one of the greatest icons in football history.